This topic is similar shapes, length, area, and volume. Right. So in order to do this, I'm going to draw the table first of all. This no. The table is going to have. Let's see. The table is going to be this. So it's going to have a length, area, volume always. Okay. You don't. So you don't have to fill everything. Just fill what is needed. Okay. So they got, what do they have? A and B. So A and B. They said height is 2:5. Okay, height is technically length. Length is more or less height, width, anything like that, isn't it? 2 and 5. So I can square it to length squared. To remember, length is centimeter, area is centimeter squared. This is centimeter cube roughly. So centimeter to centimeter squared, you square it, which makes it 425. Always do it from the length. 2 cubed is 8, 5 cubed is 125. Okay, always do it from the length, and if you're going to work it back, always go back to the length always. Okay, now they said the volume of A is 12, so A of volume is 12. A to go to 12 times it by 1.5, same thing, times it by 1.5. So 125 times 1.5, that will give you 187.5 centimeters cubed. Okay, now you have to do the area always, because I just do it, but yeah, it's up to you. Some people don't write the area part there, but just do the whole thing. Next one, guess what? Table again. So what do we have? We go a plan on a house and the real area of a house. Okay, so let's call it a plan and real area. If you look at it, the scale is 1 to 50. Oh, that is technically the length, 1 and 50. The area is 1 squared is 1, 50 squared is 2500. I do not need to work out the volume because they just stop at area, so no point doing the volume. I'm not going to use it anyways. They tell you the plan is 48, so 1 to go to 48 times it by 48. This one you times it by 48 as well. So 2500 times 48 is 120,000. But the problem is it's 120,000 centimeters squared. They want it in meters squared. So if I go 120,000 centimeters squared, if I convert it into meter squared, remember, centimeter to meter, you divide it by 100. And if you think that is it, no, it's not. Because they are squaring it. So you should square this as well. So divided by 100 squared, which will make it 12. And that will be the finalized answer. Does that make sense? Good. Next one. So what do you think again? Table, but in this case you're going to have 3 parts. Okay, so you have area of ABG, and then area of that, and area of that. Now this is a triangle, three length, and this is a quadrilateral. So you can't kind of do that straight away. You have to do triangles. So what we will do, we will do the first little triangle, which is ABG, and then we do another second triangle, which is ACF, and then we will do the third triangle, because we can't do compare a triangle to a quadrilateral, right? Because these are 4 letters, so technically it's a quadrilateral. ADE. So we should compare the triangle. Okay. The length of A to B is 1. The length of B to C, well, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's a ratio. So A to B is 1. So A to C is 1 at 2, which technically is 3. A to C is 3. A to D is, what's A to D? A to D is, yeah. You add it, 1 at 2 at 3, which makes it 6. Okay, so this is my ABG and ACF and ADE. So what the length is? 1, 3, 6. And I want the area, square it. 1, 9, 36. Okay, so if you look at it, so what is the area of ABG is 1. There you go, 1. What the area of ACF is 9. But this area, I just want this little area, which is technically a 9, take away 1, which makes it a 8 only. But then what is another area? I want this area, but I know the full area according to my table is 36. The full area is 36, I take these 2 out, which is 8 and 1, which makes it 9. So 36 take away 9 is 27. So they want the area of ABG, which is ABG is 1. Area of BCFG, which is what I worked out, 8. And the last one is 27. There you go. Short. Okay. Okay. This one is length. You should know. I'm not going to do the table. So this length is very similar to that. Times it by 4. Here to here, you times it by 4, which makes it 16. Do we need it? No, really. You go back here, technically divided by 4, then 22 divided by 4 is what? 5.5? EF, where is EF? EF is 16. AB is what? 5.5. Okay, simple. Next one. What is the formula for? Okay, so your density is mass over volume. Work out the density. Okay. So if you think about it, the mass is 81, and they are both made by the same, and then they want the density of. Okay, so we can do A, B. Okay, this one doesn't have to go through the table. You know the length of that is a cube, right? So x cubed. So remember, area of a cubed, surface area of a cubed is 6x squared, which you don't need. The volume of a cube is x cubed. Why is it 6x squared? Because 6 faces, each face is x by x, so x squared. So 6x squared. Volume will be x cubed anyways. The area, so we don't need the area, I'm just telling you. The volume of that is 3 cubed, which is 27. B is what's that? 4 cubed. Volume is 64. What is the density? Density is mass over volume. Mass is 81. Make sure. Okay, 81 over 27, which makes it 3. And then what's the other one? Density is mass over volume. Mass is 128 over 64, which is 2. Density of A is to B. Density, which is 3:2. Okay. Yeah, answers are in, of course, integers. Next one. So what do you think? Of course, the table. Okay, I'll just write like that. I don't have enough space. So we got A and B. What is this? Surface area. Technically area anyways. 4 and 9. You do not go to volume straight away. You go to the length. So 4 if you square root it is 2. 9 if you square root it is 3. And 2 if you cube it to get the volume, which is 8. 3 if you cube it, that will give you what? 27. How many times would you need to fill the container A with water? So so you fill A with water and then pours all into B. This repeats when B is full of water. Okay, so that basically means use a volume. 27 divided by 8. How many? Let's say it's a non-calculator. That will give you 3 remainder 3 anyways, which is 3.375 technically if you do it. Okay, the number of times you have to fill A to completely fill, remember. Okay, it then pours into B and stops when B is full of water. Well, technically it's 3.375, but how many number of times, the complete number of times you have to fill it in OB4. Okay, right, the volume of Q is greater than, is 50% more than the volume of P. Let's say the volume of P is X. So the volume of Q is, if it's 50% greater than that, it's technically 1.5x. Okay, and the volume of R is 50% more than that. So I will take 1.5x times it by another, because 50% greater means times it by 1.5 again, which will give you 2.25x. The volume of P as a fraction of volume of R, which is x divided by 2.25x. Plug it through. 4 over 9. Because x and x will cancel and it's technically 1, so that's just 4 over 9. Plug it through. The circumference of that is that. Okay, I wouldn't mind doing the table. So there you go. So we got A and B. The circumference is technically the length. Okay, the A length is 1, let's call it 1, and B is 90% of that, which is 0.9. You want the area, so square it. 1 squared is 1, 0.9 squared is 0.81. The ratio of that, so 1 is to 0.81. Some people prefer to write it as a whole number. You don't have to. If you want to, times is both of them by 100, that makes it 100 is to 81. Okay. Again, what do you think? Table. E and F. Okay, don't worry about that. The area of E, let's call it, is 44% greater than area of F. Let's call this 1. If it's 44% greater, it's not 0.44. It's technically 0.44 added on to that 1 whole, which is 1.44. Okay, that's how it's a 40% great. 44% greater means, all right. Now, so we have to go back to the length. Remember, square root it, which is what, 1.2. Square root it is 1. Work out the ratio of E to F. E to F is the length. The length ratio is 1.2 is to 1. Some people don't like to write, decimal. So whole numbers times it by 10. 12 is to 10. Simplify it. 6 is to 5. Next one. Okay, how about this? There you go. It probably looks like there's going to be another one. C, because they said C. The surface area for A and B. Okay, so A and B, the surface area, technically area 4 and 25. Square root it 2 and 5. Do I have to go up to volume? Yes, I do. 2 cubed is 8. 5 cubed is 125. There you go. And they told you, okay, that's fine. We can keep that. I'm going to change the color because they're going to say another thing again. Now, the ratio of volume of B to C is 27 is to 64. Okay, so B to C is 27 is to 64 volume. Then you go work out the length, which is cube root it. 3 is to cube root of that is 4. And square it. 9 is to 16. They want the height. Height is length anyways, right? So what is the length of A to B is? Okay, it's 2 is to 5. What is the length of B to C is? 3 is to 4. Does it make sense? That's why I wrote in different colors pen. So you know, the first black color was the first statement was. The second red color was the second statement. You have to work it out. Okay. Now they want it for the height technically, which means the length. Anyways, I wrote it down. Let's say I want to do A, B, C. Common letter is B times it by B, which is 5. Common letter is B times it by 3. 6 is to 15. 15 is to 20. So A is 6. B is 15. C is 20. They want the ratio of A to C then only. A is to C. 6 is to 20. Okay, in its simplest form. Okay, you have to simplify it as much as possible, which is 3 is to 10. Okay, last one. Second to last. Again, what do you think? Table. A and B. Area. Okay, area is 3 is to 4. Okay, that seems a weird number, but okay, nevertheless. Then what do? You always work out the length always, okay? Which is square root of 3. Do I know what it is? No idea. Root 3. Square root of 4, which is 2. Cube root of 3. Sorry, I mean cube of 3 to do the volume, isn't it? You just do it. Cube of it. Cube of root 3, which is 3 root 3. You put it on a calculator, it's fine. And then cube of 2 is 8. They told you volume of B is 10. So that now becomes 10. 8 to go to 10 times it by 1.25. Times it by 1.25. So I'm just going to go 3 root 3 times it by 1.25, which will give you answer to how many significant? 3 significant figure. 6.50. Okay, 6.50. That will be the volume of A. All right. Next one. Table again. So what do we have? A and B. The volume is 27:8, so 27:8. Work out the length, cube root it, 3:2. Area is 9:4. The surface area is 297. Area of A, is it? Yeah. Area of A is 297. Times by what number? 297 divided by 9, which is 33. Times by 33 then. Times this also by 33. 4 by 33, which is 132. It says it's a show question anyways. There you go, we showed it. Okay, it's a very simple topic. 10-20 minutes to learn it.